Here's the thing. I feel like I'm a reasonably intelligent human being. And I'd say it probably took me about 6 years to realize that Will.I.am was just William with dots in it. Anyone else have that same? I feel like half of you right now are like, oh my God, it's William with dots in it. It's the little things we miss, you know? It's just, the other day, it took, again, this same thing for me the other day, Flow Rida. I don't know, maybe I finally saw it written out. I was like, oh my God, it's Florida with a space in the middle. I was like, I bet that's where he's from. I love reading reviews on the internet. It's funny now, like, you type anything into Google and reviews pop up. You know, like hotel, right? You type your friend Kevin into Google, and it's like, Kevin, 3 stars. And you're like, who's reviewing Kevin? Also, maybe I shouldn't hang out with Kevin anymore. Just this shitty 3-star friend. I don't need that. And there were all these angry 1-star reviews. And then I started looking through reviews on Yelp of things. And now I honestly feel that if you hate a place, I think the worst review you can give it is 2 stars. If you give something 1 star, that's about you. Look at any 1-star review. It is unrelated to the business they're reviewing. It's like, I was eating at Cafe Honduras, and that's where I found out my cat had committed suicide. 1 star. Like a hotel. It's like, I called up this so-called hotel. They told me a room there was $300. Do you think I can afford a $300 hotel room? Do you know how many times I've been divorced? Photos of the lobby look pretty cool. 1 star. I went to get my hair cut the other day, and I typed in this barber shop, and this was the review that came up. 1-star review, all caps. It just said, I have never been to this barber shop, and I am never going. I was like, cool, keep us posted. My frustration, my deep frustration in my life is with my computer. It was my understanding that computers were invented to improve our lives, to solve problems. What I don't understand then is why my computer comes to me once a week and asks if it can upgrade itself. Have you had that? It's like, hey, can I fix my own stuff? I'm like, I don't know, dude, do it on your own fucking time. How about just whenever I open you up, you work? How about that? Can we make that arrangement? Because your computer won't just be like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. It'll be like, when do you want to talk about this again? It asks you when. It wants to schedule a fucking appointment with you. And it gives you options, right? It's like, when's good for you, Colin? How about half an hour from now? What about an hour from now? What about later tonight? What about tomorrow morning? What about in a fortnight? When works for you? And then your computer knows how annoying it's being because the last option just says later. Like you're fighting with your friend. You're like, I don't know, dude, we're gonna figure it out fucking later. I don't know. And then your computer is passive aggressive, right? You ever on the internet, you're just like surfing the internet, then a window pops up. Would you like to upgrade your Adobe Flash Player? And you're like, no, not really. I don't really care about it at all. It could live or die, and it would not impact my life. I do not care. And then your computer's like, okay, yeah, no problem. You don't have to upgrade it. No problem at all. If you don't, you won't be able to watch videos on the internet. Huge problem. Why don't we just go ahead and upgrade it? How much does the upgrade cost? It's free. Why are we having this conversation? Then you're like, good, let's do it. Go ahead. Your computer's like, fine. There's a beat. Another window pops up. Do you trust it? I'm like, I'm sorry, do I trust what? The Adobe Flash upgrade. Do you trust it? I'm like, you just fucking introduced it to me.
Hey, what's up? Are you guys mad at me? A little bit about myself. I am bluish. I am black and Jewish. Black and Jewish. Black and Jewish, black and Jewish, black and Jewish, see you at the crossroads. My dad looks like Arthur Ashe and my mom looks like Howard Stern. Anyway, that's why I look like Jar Jar Binks. I went to a music school in Boston called Berklee College of Waste Your Money Music. Thank you. That's the dean of the college. I went there because when I was 18 years old, society was like, what do you want to do with your life? And I was like, play bass lines, my man. What the fuck you think? Bow, ba-dum, bow, 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 ba-dum, bow, 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 ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. And then my college was like, great, that'll be $120,000. I'm actually not too into football. I'm more into basketball. I love I was watching this documentary on the NBA. It was called The Golden Years of the NBA, and they were interviewing Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. And then they would cut to Bob Cousy, who was like an all-star basketball player, but back in like 1966. And now he's just like this shriveled up old white guy. And it kept throwing me off because all of his stories about basketball were like completely irrelevant. He was just like, yeah, I remember when you used to be able to bring your own sandwiches to the games. You had like a mayonnaise sandwich or a mustard sandwich. It was the Depression. And one time I was standing at the 1-point line and I could barely breathe because all the players were chain-smoking cigarettes. Next thing you know, I look up in the stands, wouldn't you know it, J. Edgar Hoover is fingering my wife in the mouth. It's just like, yeesh. It's very exciting. Americans can go to Cuba now. You guys have been able to go forever, but it's very exciting to us. So I went to Cuba and I bought this souvenir in Cuba because it is the worst English translation I have ever seen in my entire life. And it reads, if you enter to our kitchen and the she finds it dirty, it is because the one that not scrubs this, and the one that this it is not the one that scrubs. And as you he won't scrub, don't criticize as this. Don't criticize as this. It works in every language. I like to think that the translator like had a stroke and set Google Translate to Shakespearean English. And his boss is just like, you gotta get this shit on the shelves, Julio, now. He's like, oh, fuck, damn it. If you enter and the she finds it dirty. I like to think that this is the first draft of the TLC song Scrubs. Like T-Boz wrote it in a rush and Chili and Left Eye were like, yo, what the fuck? We just won a Grammy for Waterfalls and you're giving us this bullshit, T-Boz? It is because the one that not scrubs this, and the one that this, it is not the one that scrubs, and as you, he won't scrub. No, I don't have it yet, damn it! Next time I have an audition and the casting director's like, you can bring in your own monologue or scene from your favorite movie to perform, I just want to bring this in and put it in her lap and just be like, yeah, that's my headshot at the top. And just do the fucking dialogue off of this as if it's the dramatic performance of a lifetime. If you enter to our kitchen and the she finds it dirty, it is because the one that not scrubs this, and the one that this, it is not the one that scrubs. And as you, he won't scrub, don't criticize as this. Don't you dare criticize as this. And she'll be like, great, you booked it. You're a dead body on Law and Order. You guys have been awesome. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks.
I've been taking CrossFit. And judging by your reaction, you all hate CrossFit. You're like, screw that, it's a cult. I'll tell you what it is. It's a cult. But here's the thing. I was like 90 pounds heavier than I am now, and I lost a ton of weight doing it, and I love it. Now, if you don't know what CrossFit is the workout craze just sweeping the nation. Now, here's what you do. You pay to go to a gym to hit tires with sledgehammers. You pull ropes, you push sleds, you carry heavy buckets from one end of a gym to the other. But the irony of it is not lost on me. Because if you think about it, it's not blue-collar people that like CrossFit. It's white-collar people that like CrossFit. So basically, white-collar people are paying to simulate work that they themselves would never be fucking caught dead doing. Isn't that amazing? I love that idea. Every time they talk about building a new transit system in a city, they're always arguing about, oh, it's gonna cost $80 million and raise tax revenues. No, it doesn't have to. I get a way you can build every train system in the United States and Canada and make a little money at it. Just tell suburban white women it's a workout program and charge them $99 a month to build the friggin' thing for you. They're already doing it anyway, right? Plus, how awesome would it be driving out to your local airport and looking off in a field and seeing a gaggle of cougars in yoga pants with pickaxes all just breaking the ground while they're doing it. You got a house DJ about 10 paces behind them spinning dubstep while they're doing it. Got a trainer, all right, ladies, we need to get these tracks around. I apologize, I misspoke. We need to get these reps done by 4:30 this afternoon. Wait a second, Ruben. You didn't just say tracks, did you? I told you I will not be part of any real progress when I work out. No, I do not do manual labor. I think you should all work out and eat right. I think everybody should. And not because you're gonna be a better person. I don't work out and eat right. You're not even gonna live longer. I'm gonna die way before most of you. I grew up in Maine, which is an epic shithole. And I grew up on a diet of Appalachian nutritional failure. My family used to eat Boston Market twice a week. That's disgusting. Rotisserie chickens are just white trash lobster. That's all they are. And they're for poor people. Chickens are peasant food. They are. And if you don't think that chickens are for poor people, ask yourself why there's a bone inside of it for making wishes on. Ask yourself that. Do you think that rich people came up with the wishbone? No, that smacks of Dickensian poverty right there. No. Rich people don't wish. They use their vast resources to make their dreams come true. No, my friends, it's poor people that wish on bones. No, guys, I think you should eat right and work out for one reason, the same reason I do, which is that I don't want to die gracefully. I'm tired of everybody saying they want to go out gracefully. Don't. Everybody's always like, I want to go out at my house with my family around me. And when I die, I want my soul to pass through like a wisp of smoke through an open window. Not this guy. I want to go out like a pony caught in a revolving door. That's how I want to go out. I want to spit my last breath. I want to go out in an emergency room with a clump of nurse's hair in either hand, screaming at the top of my lungs, if I go out, I'm taking a couple of you bitches with me. Woo! And they're going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? And they're gonna look over at the doctor and be like, he can't do that, can he? And I'll be like, don't you look at him. His diplomas mean nothing where we're going. I've been talking to the Dark Overlord and he said whatever I'm holding on to, I can bring to the other side. And they're gonna be like, oh my God. And then right at that point, a buddy of mine is gonna hijack a nurse's station and he's gonna shut off all the lights on the ward and he's gonna start cranking death metal through the all-call pager. And they're gonna be like, what the hell is that? And I'll be like, that's the sign. And I'll scream, come on, you just shut your mouth. And I'll pull them in and then right at the last minute, I'll flatline. And I just figure I could pull that off if I'm in better shape. You guys have been awesome. My name's Ben Roy. Thank you very much.
I'm excited to be here. I didn't really enjoy the World Cup that much. I tried to get into it. I didn't like the highlights, but people call soccer the beautiful game, but that's if you think jogging is beautiful. It's a lot of jogging in soccer. I know how to fix soccer and make it more exciting. You just got to put an extra ball on the field. That's it. You put an extra ball on the field, you fix soccer. It's exciting. 2 games going on at the same time is chaos. Be pure chaos. You know how chaotic it gets when they drop the extra ball in the pinball machine and you get... Not a soccer fan, not a baseball fan. A baseball game is good to go to if you got a friend you haven't seen in 8 years and you want to go somewhere and talk for a few hours without interruption. Let's go to this baseball game and catch up. Nothing's happening. We can just talk and talk and talk. Baseball sucks. One of the greatest achievements in the game of baseball is the no-hitter. That's when nothing happens. Oh, he was so good, nothing happened, man. You know how hard it is to make nothing happen in this stadium? Pitchers can just avoid their problems. If somebody's too good, you can intentionally walk somebody. Like, no, he's too good. Catcher, stand up a little bit, stand over there. All right, gonna throw to you for a few. No, that dude's too good. I watched his highlights the other day. He might knock it out of the park. I don't want to throw to him. In basketball, if somebody's too good, you have to put 2 players on. We got to double team him. You 2 guard him. Which dude, coach? The guy with all the commercials and shit. All the parks aren't the same size in baseball. Which is crazy to me. Wrigley Field is a different size than Yankee Stadium, which means it's different to hit a home run in Wrigley than Yankee. That's how they score points. And it's different everywhere. That's crazy. Can you imagine they did that in any other sport? Like, man, I love playing the Knicks because the rims at Madison Square Garden are 4 inches lower than everybody else. You can just dunk. I never can dunk. It's harder to dunk in LA than New York. It's way easier to get a touchdown at Packers Stadium. The field is only 50 yards long. I'm not a big baseball fan. I'm a huge fan of steroids, though. I'm a big fan of steroids. I love steroids. I'm flattered when athletes do steroids. Flattered. Thank you. Thank you for sacrificing your long-term health for my short-term entertainment. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. A lot of times they find out late when athletes were on steroids, especially baseball players. We just found out you were on steroids during a 2009 season. Let it go. It's been years. Let it go. What you gonna do? It's over. Because you know what? That person was on drugs. They were probably hitting home runs, creating happiness, making people high five each other. Like Sammy Sosa was on steroids, playing for the Cubs. He was hitting home runs. You know who was in the stands watching them? Probably a father and a son. And they remember that? Dad, remember when Sammy Sosa hit 3 home runs in 1 game? Yeah, I remember that. Son, that was your first baseball game. Oh, wow, that was an amazing experience, Dad. It was great for me to share that experience with you, too. I love you, Dad. I love you, too, son. Steroids did that shit. Steroids created that beautiful moment for that father and son. So if you're against steroids, you're against family, is what I'm saying. Because PCP never did that for a father and son. Never been a father and son. Remember when that naked man kept punching us? Oh, what a horrible night, Daddy. He had so many combinations, and it felt like he had equal power in both hands. Sometimes they found out Olympic athletes were on steroids. We just found out you were on steroids during the 2012 Olympics. So that race that you won back then, you lost it now, then. We know that you won then, but now you lost. So second place that lost back then, they won now, then. And you lost. So now that you lost back then, now give us your gold medals back. You can say that I lost, you can shame me in the press, all that, but you wouldn't be able to get my gold medals. I'd make up like the gold medals. Oh man, I don't even have those medals anymore, man. What happened to the medal? Oh, dude, I got drunk and I just started giving them to little kids in Cancun, man. I was so drunk and they were selling chiclets, saying it was 1 in the morning. They were the real champions. I gave them the gold medals. Well, Lance Armstrong was on drugs. Well, who gives a fuck? He's riding a bike. Let him ride his bike. Let that boy do drugs and ride his bike. Stop bothering that boy. And also, Lance Armstrong was able to become a millionaire riding a bicycle. So he's a goddamn magician in my eyes. He's a legend and a magician. How did he do that? How did he do that? How do you make any money riding a bike if you don't have a sandwich or a pizza you delivering to somebody with you? So let that boy ride his bike. He's a magician. Also, of course he was on drugs. You see how long he had to ride a bike for? I take an Adderall just to clean my apartment. And even then, I don't finish. I just end up really focused on some weird shit from my past. My high school yearbook. Damn, I miss my friend Ken. Oh, my friend Tori and my friend Black. Oh, it's Scoop. Oh, look, debate team, football team, Miss Carter's English class. Damn, this place is a mess. Shit.
Thank you. Good evening. How are you? Some of you didn't applaud, but that's all right. It's very well lit in here. I can see who applauded. Took a vacation, went to Guatemala. Saw some beautiful stuff there I'd never seen before. Saw a volcano for the first time. That was beautiful. What else did I see? Oh, guys riding mopeds down rocky roads, steering with just one hand because they're holding a baby with the other. Saw that so many times it stopped bothering me. First time you see, you're like, oh my God, look at that lunatic riding a moped, holding a baby. Second time you see, you're like, oh my God, what a crazy coincidence. For only the second time in my entire life, and within 5 seconds of the first time, I'm seeing a guy riding a moped, holding a baby. Third time you see, you're like, wow, so many cute babies in Guatemala. And then you rent a moped, and you know where you take it. Yes, the adoption agency. Then you're like, oh yeah, I get it. It's about living on the edge. It's about making a baby live on the edge while I'm relatively safe. Went to the doctor, my shoulder was hurting me. My regular doctor goes, I'm gonna send you to a sports medicine doctor. I was like, yeah, that's a good call. It's definitely been 6 months since my last sports medicine checkup. I am due. Guy looked at my shoulders like, oh yeah, that's an inflamed rotator cuff. That's a thrower's injury. I bet it is sometimes. I think it also might be a reaching for a box of animal crackers at 5:30 in the morning injury. Or perhaps a moving a lightweight jacket just a bit too quickly into an overhead compartment injury. But what do I know? I'm not a sports medicine doctor. Could be from the last time I threw anything. Little League, 1979. Pitched 10 no-hitters that season. Could have joined the pros, chose comedy instead. You're welcome. Saw a doctor on TV talking about how to work exercise into your daily life without going to the gym. He had an interesting suggestion. He's like, we all make 3 phone calls a day, right? They last 10 minutes each. Just walk around. Why are you making these phone calls? That's 30 minutes of exercise every day. I was like, I haven't made 3 phone calls in the past year and a half. They don't last 10 minutes each, but I don't want to go to the gym. So I will give this a whirl. Start calling people up. Taking a little walk. Hello, Hunan Palace? I was wondering what kind of food you specialize in. Oh, it is Chinese food, okay. No need to yell. So what time are you open till? Oh, is it fun being open till 10 o'clock? If If you couldn't be open until 10 o'clock, when would you be open till? No, this is not a prank call. I'm working out. And I gotta say, not really feeling a burn yet. Need you to hang tight for another 8.5 minutes because I have more questions. All right, you're stranded on a desert island. You can only bring one Sheryl Crow album. Yes, Greatest Hits is the right answer. I've never dropped my phone in the toilet. That's a good thing. If someone tells me they dropped their phone in the toilet, their next sentence has to be, so of course I left it in the toilet. Because it wouldn't even occur to me to reach my hand into a toilet to avoid buying a new phone. Some people say, but I put in a bowl of dry rice after. Oh, the way a surgeon preps his scalpels. I think I saw a show about that on the Discovery Channel. It's called Uncooked Rice. Nature's disinfectants. I asked this woman if she ever dropped her phone in the toilet. She goes, I did, but there was no pee in there. Really? Never? That is the luckiest series of events ever. They're installing a new toilet. You're first in line. The mayor cuts the ribbon. The glare from his scissors blinds you. You slip, you fall, you drop that phone. Where's it end up? Ah, the crystal clear waters of an innocent virgin toilet. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Just to put you guys at ease, this is not the worst show I've ever done. That would have been about 6 months ago. I performed at San Quentin State Penitentiary in America. In America, prisons are different than they are in Canada in that we have way more of them and we put everyone in them. But San Quentin is just for murderers, basically. You might be wondering, Anthony, how did you get in that situation? Well, I drink. And I'm friends with a lot of musicians. So I'm doing a show and afterwards I'm drinking with a band called Queens of the Stone Age. Very famous, yes. One of the best rock bands of all time. And I'm talking about their tour and they say, oh, we're almost done. We just got to do a couple more shows and then we're going and doing one show at San Quentin State Penitentiary. And I'm just drunk enough to say, do you need an opener? And like, yeah, that would be great. Please come and do the show with us. I'm very excited. A couple weeks later, they get back to me. They say, Anthony, the prison has approved you to open for us, which I could not believe. And then I get a list of the rules of what I'm not allowed to talk about on stage at San Quentin. And it says no swearing, no religion, no sex, no controversy, nothing that will rile up the inmates. Basically, it's my set list with the word no written in front of everything. So I call the band and I say, guys, I don't think I can do this. I can't follow these rules. I literally cannot follow these rules. And they say, it doesn't matter, Anthony. Whatever you do is cool with us. If you go on stage and they cut your mic immediately, that's even better. That's even cooler. We think it's a good story. That's all I needed to hear. So I fly over to the prison with the band. We drive into the prison. We get out. And again, everyone is a murderer. And it's not a prison like everyone's behind bars. It's like a college campus where murderers are just walking around freely as if they have somewhere to be. I'm trying not to pay any attention. I'm just hanging with the band back in the corner. It's about 10 minutes before showtime. And all of a sudden I look up and there's 4 guys surrounding me holding shotguns. They work there. But they're looking at me like I'm about to try to escape. And then another guy walks up and gets right in front of me and goes, Anthony, I'm the warden here at San Quentin State Penitentiary. And I say, nice to meet you. He doesn't look like it's nice to meet me. He says, Anthony, music is one thing, but comedy with prisoners like this, I don't know. We just watched some of your stuff on YouTube. It's offensive, which is what makes it funny. You're my favorite comedian. But with these guys, I don't know, it could go sideways. And I realize he's trying to get me to step down, to say I'm not going to perform if it's going to be a problem, which would have been fine a couple hours before I got in a fucking flight. So I say, Warden, listen, I've had things go sideways all the time. Not a problem for me. What do you want me to do? You want me to do less time? What should I not talk about? And he goes, I just don't know. I don't know that stuff on YouTube. And I feel like, you know what? I'm a professional comedian. I can diffuse this with my sense of humor. So I say, Warden, if the problem is the stuff you saw on YouTube, don't worry. This is gonna be all new material. They don't laugh at all. One of the guys cocks his shotgun. So the warden says, all right, let me give you a tour. Let me walk you around. And this beautiful 27-year-old redhead girl comes and joins us on the tour. The warden turns to us proudly and says, this is my daughter. This place is so safe because of me, I can bring my daughter to come watch the show. I'm thinking, you can bring your daughter, but I can't tell a joke? So I pull the warden aside and I say, listen, the show starts in 5 minutes. Let me be a part of this evening. Let me just go on stage and introduce the band, and then I'll leave. The warden shakes my hand and says, thank you, I'd appreciate it. Keep in mind, that is not what I am going to do. So the show's about to start. I'm standing in the wings with the band, and the band's trying to reassure me. They're like, Anthony, don't worry. Do whatever you want. We're cool. Okay. This old lady gets on stage. She works for the prison. And she says, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the crew for putting this together. And now, she turns and looks me right in the eyes, says, and now, a very nice young man, Anthony. Now, I don't know if you've ever performed in a prison before, but that is the worst way you can be introduced. I walk onto the stage with 200 murderers whistling at me. I take the microphone and I say, listen, my name is Anthony Jesselnik. I've been doing this for 17 years. I'm a famous comedian. So if you haven't heard of me, you must have done something pretty fucked up. The place goes crazy. That's exactly the joke they wanted to hear. My mic gets cut off immediately. I drop the mic to the ground. I'm about to introduce the band. And then I look out into the audience and I see the warden standing in the back with his arms crossed and his daughter standing next to him. And I can't resist. So I say, and I want to thank the warden for bringing us his daughter. At this point, you could hear a pin drop. Even the prisoners are like, we killed the guy, but we're not crazy. Thank God he's leaving after this. I introduce the band walks on stage like, we should not have told you to do whatever you want. They go up, they start playing, they're amazing. Someone taps me in the shoulder, I turn around, they go, Anthony, the warden wants to know if you'd like to go watch the show with him. I'm not falling for that. I say, I'm good right here. The show ends, the band gets off stage, they go, let's get the hell out of here right now. I agree. We go to run into the van, and someone grabs my arm. I turn around, and it's the warden. He's very seriously, he goes, Anthony, I just want to say that next time you come to town, my wife and I are going to have to come out and see you. And I said, Warden, the next time you see me, I'll be humiliating you on television.
Yes! How we going, folks? We all good? Ah, yes! I love Montreal. You people like sports. I like sports. We've got so much in common. You know my favorite spectator sport? Queue rage. Just watching impatient people standing in line, losing their goddamn minds. Just... I love it. It's the best. Because there's nothing you can do when you're standing in line. You either stand in line or you piss off out of the line. Standing there going, God damn it! It doesn't do anything. It's endlessly entertaining. My favorite ever moment of queue rage, I was in the supermarket recently. And you know how in the supermarket you can beep your own shit? You know what I'm talking about? How they let you do your own bloody beep? Yep. That's queue rage in action right there. Because we got so sick of watching other people scan our goods, we're like, piss off, let me do it. Boop, that's how you do it. Boop, look at that. Boop, see how quick I am? Boop, oh yeah. Boop, oh, I'm getting old here. Wait. Fruit, hang on, fruit. Where's the fruit there? Is that a red delicious or a royal garlic? Oh, it's a pink lady. Oh, that's a good price for this time of year. It must be on special. Okay, go. Anyway, I'm standing here. There's a guy standing in front of me. There's 6 self-checkout machines. 2 of them are broken because 2 of them are always broken for some reason. The guy in front of me's got veins of fury popping out of his neck because by some comedy miracle, the 4 people using the remaining self-checkout machines had never done it before. How does that even happen? We've had them for like 10 years. I was giggling like an idiot. The guy in front of me was having a stroke. While simultaneously, 4 people all just stood there going... And the guy in front of me was like, oh, this is bullshit! Turning around to me to try and absorb me into his bubble of hatred. Can you believe this shit? Like it's the greatest injustice he's ever encountered. Like Doctors Without Borders ran out of antibiotics just before they got to his village. Oh, we're all gonna die! It's a supermarket queue, you ball sack, relax. It was a long flight on the way over here. Je m'appelle jet lagged. Am I saying that right? I did have a good time though. I managed to watch quite a lot of in-flight entertainment. Watched my favourite show, Mentally Deranged Hoarders. You guys seen that one? Oh, such a good show. Although I think maybe we need to lay off hoarders. Okay, I think maybe there's one too many television programs exposing the horrors of people that enjoy collecting shit. It's their house, let them do it. No, we have to fix them. No, you don't. If they want to climb over a stack of cat shit-stained National Geographic magazines from the 1970s to get to the fridge, let them. They like it. Oh, but it's a mental illness. Yeah, well, maybe, but I would argue it's more insane to film them doing it. Yeah. And then package it like a tacky microwave meal for one, so assholes can sit at home going, oh, look how shit that person is! They've got too many of the same thing. Who's more insane in that scenario, I ponder? Montreal, you guys have been awesome. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you later!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Paul F. Tompkins. I live in Los Angeles, California. And I'd like to tell you a story about a place in Los Angeles, California called the Magic Castle. The Magic Castle is a private club for magicians. This is a true thing that I have just said to you. Magicians have their own private club, and it's called the Magic Castle. This is a place where magicians can go to not get beat up, presumably. The Magic Castle is a more elegant name than the Magic Fort. My wife very much wanted to go to the Magic Castle. We managed to get some passes. It's very exclusive, very exclusive. We got all dressed up to go, but there was something I saw there that haunts me to this day. It was a very strange thing that I couldn't process immediately. At the Magic Castle, the walls are covered, floor to ceiling, with magical shit. There's just props and top hats and wands all over the place, playbills and posters, just crammed floor to ceiling. It's too much, frankly, and sometimes you have to just let your eyes go soft so you can remember who you are. And so there's all these portraits of magicians, some famous, some not famous, magicians from the past, magicians from the present, none from the future, because it's the Magic Castle, not the Science Castle. And at one point, I saw a portrait of this older gentleman, and I knew instantly, as soon as I saw it, something is not right about this picture. Paul, there were real eyes in the eye holes. No, there weren't. Opportunity missed, by the way, Magic Castle. It's just a regular old painting of this older man, but I knew, looking at it, on a cellular level, something is wrong with this painting. I stared at it, and then all of a sudden, like a magic eye drawing, I saw it, and then it was all I could see. It was a painting of an old man. This guy was probably in his late 80s, early 90s. From the looks of his clothing and the frames of his glasses, it was probably painted in the late 60s, early 70s. And I'm looking at this painting and I realize all of a sudden very clearly that the man in this painting is wearing a toupee. It's a painting. What kind of a creep artist sees an old man walk into his studio wearing a toupee and says, "I paint the truth, sir. These brushes will not corroborate that lie upon your head." Then the more I thought about it, I started to get mad at the old man, because why didn't he check? Like, getting your oil portrait done takes a long time. You have to sit there in the same place, in the same position for weeks and weeks, if not months. It's not like getting a caricature done at a carnival, like, there you go, there's your oil painting. You would think at some point, halfway through this process, the guy would get up and like, "Hey, let's have a look, see how she's coming along. Can I talk to you for a second, son? Boy, look, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job or anything, but could you not make my hair look fake? Here's why I ask. You see, years from now, decades hence, when this portrait is hanging in my guild's hall of fame, as it were, and people who will have no idea whether I lived or died will see this. This will be the only proof that I ever walked upon this planet. I'd rather these future people, in this fleeting glimpse they get of me, rather that these generations yet unborn, rather that when they see this, my official oil portrait, the first thought not be, wig. So I tell you what, perhaps if I make it worth your while, slip you a few extra $100, perhaps you could help me achieve an illusion I was unable to achieve in life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your stay in Montreal.
I am from Ireland. We are a country full of lunatics. There isn't a person in Ireland who's more than a first cousin away from genuine psychiatric illness. And I love it. There's a man who lives near me who has the dental equivalent of a comb over. He has no teeth on this side of his mouth. And the teeth on this side are trying to cover it up. There was a set of identical twin sisters who worked in a shop in the town, and one of them passed away. And about a week later, my friend went in and said to the girl, "Was it you or your sister that died?" Now, you can't be locking people like this up. They need to be let free to roam around the countryside. In Ireland, before we had psychiatric hospitals, all we had were open spaces. If you were mad, people just told you to fuck off. You'd spend the day running around a big field. You come back into town around 6 o'clock for a sandwich with the crusts cut off, 'cause you're mental. Never give a lunatic the heel of a loaf of bread. He'll take the eyes out of your head. And then back into the field to sleep in a tree with some sheep. I don't like sheep. I don't like them. They're too fucking vague. They're all blurry around the edges. Where does the sheep even begin? The biggest fright I ever got in my life was from a sheep. And when I say sheep, you don't even know how many I'm talking about. That's how vague they are. There could have been one or thousands. There was one. I was up a mountain in the wilderness. And I felt as if the wildness inside me was being mirrored by the wildness outside of me. And I felt at peace. So I let a few roars out of me. I opened up all my chakras. Me Muladhara chakra was flapping in the wind. There was an arsehole of a fucking sheep standing behind me. I didn't see him, but he waited till I was at my most vulnerable. And he went, meh. Well, I didn't run. I just wasn't there anymore. There are things that help, and there are things that don't help. You can't have pretty women reading the news. It's too distracting. How are you supposed to weep for Egypt if she's gorgeous with big false eyelashes? We know this in Ireland. We have a rough-looking woman reading the news. She's got a black eye and 3 missing teeth. She just stares down the camera. You think you have it bad? Wait till you see this fella. Roll the tape. Look at him. He's only got one leg and they're still shooting at him. Look. Now for the weather. It'll be pissing rain all week. I believe that alcohol helps. You need a drink. Irish people do. When things are getting serious, it's when you need a drink the most. It's why we put St. Patrick's Day in the middle of Lent. That wasn't a fluke. That's pure Celtic genius. We knew there was no way we were going to go 40 days and 40 nights on pancakes. We'd need a halftime during Ramadan, so we would. On St. Patrick's Day, Jesus himself comes out of the desert. Mother of God. Is there any chance of a pint, is there? The devil is driving me demented. It's question after question. He is relentless, so he is. Pint of Guinness, please, Seamus, thanks. What's that? I'd love to judge the parade.
Hello, good evening, bonjour. I am from Britain, it's true. I love Montreal. I've had a great time here, but I'm actually trying not to drink that much. British people, of course, have a reputation for it. And I used to drink a lot before shows. I would regularly have maybe half a bottle of wine before going on stage, and I would do that religiously. And by religiously, I mean without really thinking it through. Sorry. Yeah, not so sure about that one. Thank you. In some parts of North America, that would be a dangerous joke, but not here. In fact, it was in the United States that I started to think maybe my drinking is not normal, because doing shows there, none of the American comedians drink. They were having milkshakes. They tried to get me to have a milkshake before the show, which I couldn't do that because I'm intolerant. Not a lactose intolerance, I just don't like Americans. People often imagine that I consume nothing at all because I'm obviously so pathetic looking, there's no stature to me at all. And ironically, I mean, I'm always eating. I love food. If somebody said to me, yeah, thank you. Yeah, woo, another food fan is in the house. It's good, isn't it? It's really getting popular, food. It's catching on. They reckon in 10 years, everyone will be having food. Hashtag food, if you're interested. Yeah, if someone said to me, you have to either give up food or give up sex, I'd say, no, I don't. That would be the end of that conversation, I think. I'm not falling for that one again, wife. It's been, Oh, you're nice people, you clap. You're such enthusiastic people that the mention of food makes someone go, woo! Yeah, I like Canada. It was worth the effort, considerable effort, that it took to get into the country. That's the only thing. Canadian security is quite suspicious. They already knew I was a comedian. What's the purpose of your visit? Business, I said. There's a comedy festival. The next question was, have you visited a farm in the last 7 days? And will you be visiting a farm while you're here? Yes, of course. That's all anyone does when they come here. That's what Montreal's famous for. How are your shows? I didn't do any in the end, just went to farms. How did you enjoy Canada? It was mostly just sheep and arable land, as far as I can make out. It's one hell of a country. How did it compare with the farms you went to all over the world? Oh, they're very special, those Canadian farms. But yes, it was worth it. I think there's a certain amount that we have in common, the Brits and the Canadians, a certain kind of fairly low-key approach to life. Fairly small things seem to shock the Canadians. Well, I'm taking my proof from a song. 3 times while I've been here, I've heard this song, which was a huge hit in Canada. I'm sure you've heard it. It's coming out of every building. I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, call me maybe. You know, this song is really repetitive. It's in my head. Here's my number, call me maybe. Is this crazy? Is this what passes for crazy in Canada? I would say, if you've just met someone and you like them, trading numbers is pretty much the least crazy course of action I can imagine, really. I think the song should go, I just met you, and this is pretty solid admin, really. I just met you, and this will work out fine. The song, for me, would be a lot more truthful if it said, hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. I've written my name in shit on your garage door. Thank you, but different cultures are obviously different, because at home, I didn't get into the charts with that song. I've enjoyed myself. You've been a really nice audience. I would have got through more material. Always leave them wanting more. That was my uncle's one piece of advice. That's how he lost his job in emergency relief. Thank you. Some of you almost laughed before the joke there, but you've been very nice. My name's Mark Watson. Thank you.
Nice to be here. I'm staying at the hotel across the way. I got room service last night. What a delight. You make a phone call, 10 minutes later, there's a knock at your door, the sweetest, most polite man. May I come in? May I come in? May you come in. I summoned you. Of course you may come in. Enter, my liege. And then he says, where would you like this? Where would you like this? And I lie. I lie every time. So just place it at the desk. You put it at the desk where I manage my correspondence. The desk where I write my letters, sitting upright. That's where I'll eat my dinner. One of these times I'd love to tell the truth. Where would you like this? All right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna dive back into the bed and pull the covers up to my chin. I want you to delicately place the tray on my tummy. And if you feed it to me, you can write in your own tip. That's where I would like it. Why do I have to lie? I lied on the airplane. I lied to the flight attendant last night. Because I wanted the exit row. I'm 6'6". 6'6", that's a lot of Jew. That's so much Jew. We normally don't come in this size. But I wanted the exit row. But when you take the exit row, they come around and they deputize you a hero. Are you willing and able to help in the event of an emergency? No. No, I'm neither willing nor able to help in the event of an emergency. I will lose my mind. Are you kidding me? I took 2 Xanax to pack for this flight. You think I'm gonna usher strangers from smoldering wreckage? No. I played hockey when I was a child. Do you like me now? I did. I really wanted to figure skate. But then I knew myself, that I knew I would not be able to handle the scrutiny. And I realized that figure skating, as brutal as hockey is, figure skating is much more brutal, barbaric even. They make the woman finish skating after she's fallen. Lowest point in your life? Keep dancing, sweetie. Yeah, try another Lutz. They should race the Zamboni out there, scoop her up and whisk her off into a private room where they give her a carton of Marlboros and a pillow to scream into. She's not gonna win. It's over. You never see a woman on the gold medal stand with slush running down her thigh. Split lip and a bloody nose. Let her start to regroup. Instead, they make her finish skating. Give her scores. We know the scores. And then they interview her. Don't even give her time to recombobulate. She's apologetic. I'm sorry I'm late. I was just digging out from under an avalanche of broken dreams. Hi, Mom. Hi. Thanks for turning a carefree hobby into a joyless prison. I've never tasted a brownie. Christina, why do you think you fell? Maybe because it was so slippery? Yeah, it was like a sheet of ice out there. They ought to do something about that. Maybe throw down some rock salt. And what's next for you, Christina? What's next? I'm going to see if I can trade in this bronze medal for my childhood. Thank you.
Oh, merci. Bonsoir, Montreal. How many of you guys were at a long day of work today? By a round of applause. Who was working? Gosh. So wonderful that you came out here, everyone, whether you were working or not. I used to work at an ad agency, and they told us they had access to everything we did online. So, like, you shouldn't email anything you wouldn't want the CEO to read. So that affected the way I wrote emails, you know? So I'd be like, hey, Chrissy, did you see America's Next Top Model last night? That Tyra Banks is such a bitch. But you know who isn't a bitch? My boss, Carrie Peters. Also, I think that Tyra has really gained some weight since last season. But you know who's really slimmed down? My supervisor, Cindy Gudak. Oh man, I gotta go. It's 5:30 and I'm still at work, unlike Gwen Duchan and Lissy Billfield, who sneak out of work early every night. That wasn't the worst job I ever had. I used to be the drama instructor at a kids' overnight camp. And you always get that kid who signs up for drama because she thinks she's a real actress. She's got that acting voice. So every time she'd get on stage, she'd be like, if you believe in fairies, clap your hands. Don't let Tink die. And it didn't matter what the play was, you know? She'd be like, beware the Ides of March. The soothsayer bids you, beware the Ides of March. But you know, in my cabin, I didn't have like the super, you know, artistic camper or the athletic camper. I had the crier. So she'd come up to me and she'd be like, I called Bobby a name, but I was just kidding. And then he called me a name, but he wasn't kidding. Thank you.
The world's changing, people. I got a problem with customer service. I don't know what's going on. People got no passion anymore in their work. I don't know. I've been working since I've been 8. I was watching cartoons in the living room. My Italian father came in. He's like, hey, go start a business. Now? Now, I had the type of father, he always questioned my downtime. I couldn't take a nap, nothing. He'd always ask me, hey, listen, how long you get for lunch at school? How long? I'm like, I don't know, about an hour. He's like, well, how long does it take to eat a sandwich? I'm like, 10 minutes? He's like, don't you think for the extra 50 you could generate some revenue for this family? So I've been constantly looking for work. I was an altar boy on Sundays. You didn't get paid for that, right? But you could pick up extra shifts during the week working funerals, okay? So what I would do is I would eat my lunch at school, run over to the church, and work a funeral. All the other kids eating their sandwich, having fun, meeting other kids. 12 years old, I'm over a corpse with incense. So I grew up with having a work ethic, and now I don't see that. Every time I go out, I went to Home Depot looking at a barbecue, right? Does anybody at Home Depot know anything about anything in the store? Huh? So I'm in the barbecue section. A woman that worked there kind of fell into the section. And do you ever look at somebody that works somewhere and just on the look alone, you're like, they don't know what the hell they're doing. But I lobbed one in. I said, let me lob one in, see where she's at. I said, excuse me, you know anything here about the Weber? She's like, I think this one. I go, oh, you're gonna make it up? And I didn't hear a word she said after that, because now I'm focused on the full goatee that she's got. What?
if you're a woman and you want to grow out a goatee and work at Home Depot, fine. But shouldn't you be in the back on a forklift or something? Handling sod? This is the best they got? This is the front line of employment? And if this is what's up front, what the hell is in the back? It's an epidemic, man. I was over at my buddy's house. We were talking about things, right? I got a friend. He's got a lot of weapons at the house. I don't know if you know anybody like this. Got a lot of weaponry, right? He's got a compound bow and arrow in the house. I go, now, if you don't know what a compound bow is, the arrow travels at about 100 yards per second. It could take out a timber wolf, no problem, right? I'm like, John, what the hell you got this in the house for? He's like, you kidding me? It's for home invasion. Home invasion? Could you imagine the poor bastard that breaks into my buddy's house? As a criminal, you can't even prepare for something like that. Right? The criminal comes through the kitchen window. He thinks nobody's home. My buddy hears him. He gets out his bow and arrow. Criminal's in the living room, suspects nothing, right? Then out of nowhere, do you know how that screws up your mind? You gotta look down and process, I got an arrow hanging out of my chest right now. Did I break into an Apache's home? Are there Indians here? Is this a casino? What the hell's going on? You guys have been great. Take care. Be good.
All right, everyone. Thanks. Calm down. Yeah. Oh. Well, it's good to be here. I do voices and stuff. This one's mine, though. This one's not a joke. I hear it, too. I was taking a shower the other day, and I was talking to myself, and I realized, darn it, I'll never be able to play that sexy chick in scary movies in the shower scene when the killer's about to kill her, because she always has a really hot voice. You know, like the killer walks in just,
Hello, who is it? Who's there?
Done. That's a knife. But I think if a killer heard my voice in the shower, I really think he'd just be weirded out. You know, he just walks in, just, hello, who's there? How's your day going, huh? Oh, man. Yeah. He'd be like, never mind, this is weird, I'm going home. Come back, I got bubbles. Oh, jeez. I used to work at Forever 21, a girls' retail store. I would take good care of my zone of clothes. I folded everything. Nothing was on the floor. Then I got girls that would run in there like,
This is a dumb shirt, throw it. Good catch, Tiffany. Swim in the clothes, yeah.
stop it, they're not bubbles, stop. But when I was in an angry mood, I can always count on my Japanese girls to walk in the door and brighten my day in an instant. If you ever see a pack of Japanese girls and their friends, man, they're like a little cartoon. They just get so excited about stuff. They'd run there.
Oh, look at this scrunchie, it's so cute. Oh, let's both buy one together, you're my best friend. Hai no songayo kita. Hai kono cha na kita na. Hai kono cha na yoko na yo close.
Wow, life is beautiful. Thanks, Japanese girls, thanks. I wrote that song. That's what I need, some Japanese friends, huh? That'd be nice if I'm ever feeling sad, just call one up. Hey, you there?
Hello, kitty.
Yeah, thanks, great. I also really want black lady friends in my life. Man, that'd be the best. They make everything sound so exciting. One time I was in an elevator with a couple black ladies, and all this one lady said was, yeah, let's go do that. I was like, oh yeah, let me follow. That sounds fun, yeah. But I bet if that happened in real life, you'd be like, you're tripping, Melissa. I'm like, no, I'm standing. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that means. My favorite impression to do has always been Owen Wilson's. Owen Wilson's my favorite. I think he'd be like, oh, you know what? He always says the word heart in all his films, you know. Follow your heart, listen to your heart, yeah. It knows the way, listen to your heart, yeah. Wow, 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 yeah, wow. I think he'd be the best yoga teacher because his voice is so soothing, you know, just now mountain pose, yeah. And now proud warrior, gosh, man. This pose reminds me of Shanghai Noon, the movie I did with Jackie Chan. He was the best, yeah, yeah. Anyway, good class. Oh, thanks. You guys are too nice. Ah, thanks. You know, the only person that I don't like, I'm sorry to say this, I'm not a Christina Aguilera fan. I'm done. Stop it, Christina. Stop adding the letter in the lyrics when it's not written in there. Where are you reading it, you big dumb? Stop it. I blame her kindergarten teacher, because he taught her the alphabet, you know? If she never learned the alphabet, she would never learn the letter O. But I imagine her as a kid practicing the alphabet around the house, just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Whoa. Oh, that's my favorite letter! Shut up, get to your room. Get out of here. You're grounded. No more Cheerios for you. Get in there. Thanks, guys.
It's great to be here. I'd like to play a song for you. This song is called A World on Fire. This next song is a little bit longer. It's about how sad I am, and I'm really sad, and it's called Sad. It's about all the sad things I see in the world, guys. I met a homeless man named Rich. Isn't that terrible? I saw a flyer for a lost dog, and the dog didn't have any legs. I saw a diabetic kid, yeah, trick-or-treating. I saw a giraffe that had a small neck. That was sad. Or a deer. I saw an old man get hit by a train. He didn't see it in the pouring rain. He didn't hear me shout, look out for the train. Because I didn't say anything. I just thought to myself, ooh, this is gonna be sad. And it was. I'm a genius. I saw a man with only one eye in a 3D movie. I saw a little boy drop his ice cream cone directly on his mother's corpse. I saw a kitten stuck in a tree. Then the kitten jumped off and he hung itself. I saw a boy who had red hair. I went to a store looking for something to buy, but they only sold paintings of the same sad guy. No, wait, this store sells mirrors. See what I did there? Let's rock! No. The world's so sad, Montreal. pain, starvation, AIDS, you know. But I gotta remember there's good things about it too. Like the fact that none of that's happening to me. Yes. Still though, it's hard not to be sad about it. How do y'all do it? I've been telling you guys depressingly sad things this whole song. You haven't been sad at all. You've been happy. No, you've been laughing. That's it, laughter. It's the key to everything. It's the way to solve all the sadness in the world. I mean, not for the people that are actually sad, but the people like us that gotta fucking deal with them all the time. Being a comedian isn't being an insensitive prick capitalizing on the most animalistic impulses of the public. It's being a hero. The world's not sad. The world's funny. Yay, I'm a sociopath. Thank you very much. I had a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have been so lovely. It's great to be here. I have one last song for you. I moved to Hollywood recently from Boston. That's where I grew up. And I had sort of heard about these wild sort of party nights that would happen in Hollywood. I didn't think they were true until I moved there and I started having them myself. But anyway, this is a song about a night that happened a few weeks ago. It's called What Did I Do Last Night? Yeah, that's it. Crank that. Hey! What did I do last night? Cried myself to sleep. Thank you very much. Good night.
Hi, everybody. That's my new funny walk. No time wasted. You're laughing as I'm walking out. Hilarious walk on. Who else does that? Nobody, because it's embarrassing. Hi. How do I look? I've lost weight. What do you think? How am I looking? Thank you. Thank you. I'm extremely ill. Thanks for clapping. Appreciate that. Lost 12 pounds since lunch. Happy now? The doctors say I'm not gonna make it. Career-wise. Now, why would the doctors weigh in about my career during a routine physical exam? I mean, yes, I know I need more network and less cable, but please, I'm here for a routine okay, they did draw my blood, and they did a whole show business career panel on me, and they said my cholesterol is good, but I'm low on buzz. Why did they go to that direction? Actually, there's a lot of buzz around me, but they believe it's tinnitus. I'm a comedy veteran. I've been doing comedy for over 28 years, which means I've been doing it for 30. I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I misread a sign in a parking garage. I thought the sign said, "Please pay uninformed cashier." But that's not what it said. It said, "Please pay uniform cashier," which I thought was still confusing. I don't know what kind of a uniform they have, like a tie made out of coins? What are they? But I thought it'd be a great attraction if a parking garage did have an uninformed cashier. Wouldn't that be great? People would come from miles around just to park there and they go up to the booth. "How much do I owe you?" "I don't know. I really have no idea. But you work here." "Not informed about my job." "Should I stick it in the slot?" "Oh, there's a slot?" And things of that nature, everybody. Yes, clap, because it feels good just to shake it up. Just to get the old blood flowing. Look at that walk. Nobody walks around the stage aimlessly like me. Has anyone seen that great character that Jimmy Fallon does? The obsequious late night TV talk show host. Has anyone seen that? Have you seen it? Here's my impression of Jimmy Fallon interviewing Stalin. "Stalin, so great. Thanks for coming on the show, Stalin. Big fan. Stalin, I heard you killed 30 million people. That's crazy. Would you like to play charades?" After these messages, Jimmy will play Twister with Stalin. Speaking of evil, vicious dictators, and I mean Jimmy Fallon, switcheroo! Oh God, my own over-the-top performance is bothering me. I am still obsessed with Hitler. I'm Jewish, and I am obsessed with Hitler. I have a Hitler Google alert. He's not getting a jump on me next time. I have a keyword blitzkrieg. Do you know Hitler used to refer to his enemies as haters? Call me later on that joke. It's very funny if you think about it. In Israel, about a year ago, they tried to pass a law that made it illegal to refer to the Holocaust inappropriately. I don't know if they ever passed the law, because I don't research my jokes. I just hope they stay the same. But if they pass that law, everybody in Israel will be in jail. Jews have to refer to Hitler. I refer to Hitler and the Holocaust 4 or 5 times a day. I go to the airport. The flight's late. What is this, a Holocaust? I've spoken to the Holocaust survivors, and they have told me that references to the Holocaust on a scale of 1 to the Holocaust are 1, okay? They know what happened. Me saying it is not going to trigger anything for them. Oh, thanks for reminding me. I get very dizzy when I get very nauseous easily. That's why I can't take a helicopter ride. I can't do it. That's the only thing that kept me off of SEAL Team 6. Also, I can't swim. That's the 2 things that kept me off of SEAL Team 6. The elite fighting team from America. Read a paper. Also, I don't like to go into buildings when I don't know what's happening inside. Oh my God, Osama bin Laden's in there? Why would we go in? I think, let's stay out here. Sounds like a better idea. I forgot my helmet in the helicopter. Folks, that was supposed to be a closing joke. It certainly didn't land the way I hoped it would land. But thank you for experiencing it. God bless all of you. Please enjoy my hilarious walk back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling? Good, excellent. I am feeling healthy. Thank you for asking. Because this is the year that I decided to buy a juicer. It's great, though, because I enjoy being a guy who has a juicer, because now I get to be a guy who talks about his juicer to strangers. I get to tell them how much energy I have and how great I feel. And they ask stupid questions like, why don't you just buy juice? Because I'm not a peasant. I have to go to the grocery store and buy $40 worth of produce every day, take it home and run it through my juicer, and then drink a glass of money. That's how I start. Every morning. There is a bit of a learning curve when you buy a juicer, because the first thing you have to figure out is what has juice in it. Because a lot of things do not. If you put a banana in a juicer, you get nothing. There is 0 return on investment when you juice a banana. All you've done is found a very loud way to completely destroy a banana. They do want you to juice carrots, though, and I know this because on the front of the box the juicer came in, there was a picture of a glass of carrot juice. And after juicing 2 carrots, I learned that that glass must have contained 40,000 carrots. There is also, no juice in a carrot. You should just eat carrots. People have been doing that for a long time. It's been fine. You can juice a whole bag of carrots, and you will get a glass of juice that is that big. And you can drink that, and it will give you energy. In fact, it will give you just enough energy to clean your juicer. I made the mistake of going to see animals at the zoo recently, which is a dumb idea, because it's over for the zoo. There are way better ways to see animals. You can name any animal. There's a 12-disc Blu-ray set of videos of that animal happy, narrated by Morgan Freeman. You don't have to go to a place where it's being held hostage and watch a kid try to feed it a balloon. It's not fun. The zoo is such an old idea, right? It was invented 1,000 years ago by rich sultans who were like, I'm tired of murdering poor people for fun. Someone bring me a strange beast from a wild land. And they left and they came back and we found this tall horse with a long neck. What do you think about it? Does it do anything? Well, it tries to run away all the time. I think it hates it here. It's probably cold. It was really warm where we found it. I don't care. I want it forever. Put it in a box. It's mine. Go get me another thing. And they came back like, we found this cat. It's really big. It's got fur around its head. Can I pet it? No. It's really mean. In fact, it killed most of us. All right, fine. Put it in the box with my neck horse. It's killing your neck horse. Oh, we're learning. Different boxes for my weird things. And then we just kept doing that. Thank you. But it is amazing that the zoo is still around. And there are terrible zoos in existence right now. The zoo I went to was an outdoor zoo in Canada. That shouldn't exist. It was just a bunch of squares of chain link fence they put animals in. They didn't even cut down trees. You know how weird it is seeing a camel next to an evergreen tree? It really takes away from the experience. Or I walk up to one of the cages, it just said tiger, and then all you could see was a forest. And I asked an employee, I was like, is there a tiger in there? He was like, I don't know. It's probably behind the trees. Well, have you checked? I'm not going in there. Says there's a tiger. The weirdest part about that zoo I went to, though, was I went into the washroom at the zoo, and they had a baby change table in the washroom, which is not that weird, but on the outside of the baby change table, they had an instruction panel, but the instructions were only written in Braille. It's kind of weird. Like, I know blind people have kids, obviously, but I'm guessing they have jumped the difficult hurdle of learning to change that diaper at home. They're not learning that for the first time in the washroom at the goddamn zoo. This seems like a good place to get on top of my life. It's not happening. Even above that, it also raises the question, who brought a blind person to the zoo? You are such a dick. What are you gonna do, walk around all day? Are you having a good time looking at animals? No, not at all. That's the one thing I can never do. My other senses are heightened, though, and it smells like shit here, so... Montreal, thank you so much. I've been Evan Decker.
I love your country. I really do. I come to Canada like 6 times a year. And I think my favorite thing about being an American in Canada is that there is no depth to how stupid you feel we are capable of being. Yeah. I feel like every family has at least one profoundly stupid person in the family. Talk amongst yourselves. Even really successful families. Like, you ever meet a family where it's like a doctor married a lawyer, and they're like, you know, our 3 kids went to Harvard and Yale and Princeton, and you're like, yeah, but you have 4 kids. Don't you have somebody that you call, like, just to feel smarter? You don't have somebody like that? Like, you're having a really bad day, you're like, oh man, today sucks. I'm gonna call my cousin Brian. That's not your cousin, Brian. I'm talking about my cousin Brian. If you guys are like, I don't have a cousin Brian, I was talking about my cousin. I called him a few weeks ago, and I was like, what's up? And he goes, just putting together a list of the smartest animals. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, just sure. For your research, I get it, yeah. He's like, I got it down to the top 3 smartest animals. It's dolphins, elephants, and wolves. And he goes, which do you think is the smartest? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't know about those. I just know that humans, we're the smartest animal of all. We're the most sophisticated. And he said, what makes you say that? Highways? Open heart surgery? Shit that dolphins don't do? Are we really gonna argue this one out? Plus we have thumbs. He's also one of these guys, like, if we go out to eat, every time we go out to eat, if I order first, if I go, yeah, let me get the teriyaki chicken, he'll be like, ah, man, that's what I was gonna get. You still can. because we're at a restaurant. I didn't order the last one. Yeah, but then we'll both be eating the same thing. You know what I mean? No, I don't know what you mean. Because I'm eating it, and then you're eating it, and it's weird. No, you're weird. It's not weird at all. It's weird if I go, I'm gonna propose to Christy, and then you go, I'm gonna propose to Christy too. That's weird. Then we have to have a conversation. Like, what are we gonna eat at the wedding? Teriyaki chicken? I don't know. People ask me all the time, because I travel so much. I travel almost every week, and people will ask me, they'll be like, oh, is there something you observe, like, about everybody? Like, is there something that stands out about everywhere, you know? And I think there is. I think there's one singular observation, and that is that everybody just wants to connect. It doesn't matter where you go or what language you speak, people just want to connect. And you know when you have chemistry with somebody. You know if you're like, I want to hang out with this person, or I want to date this person, or I want to harness this person to the bottom of my big rig and drive them around for a while and bury them 18 miles west of Lake Worth, and when I drive by, I'll get a boner. We all have these thoughts, right? Everybody gets murder boners, not just me. Sometimes there's nothing there, and people try to force a connection. I think that's rude. You know, like I was checking in at the airport to come here, and the lady behind the counter goes, where are you going today? And I said, Montreal. And she goes, I have family in Vancouver. And I was like, what a coincidence. And she goes, yeah, they got a furniture store. And I was like, I like to sit on furniture. We're 2 for 2. I have shoes on. Do you have shoes on? Do you like to walk around? We should party. There's nothing there. Sometimes there's nothing there. You're not supposed to connect with everybody on the planet. That would be an absurd notion. You should embrace that. I've been doing this. You should do this too. Next time you're at a bar or you're just out walking around and somebody goes, hey man, just go, nope. No, I'm all friended up. And then they'll be like, I just want to know what time it is, and be like, I only tell my friends what time it is. Thank you guys very much. You're a lot of fun. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Or as the French say, good evening. No, it's bonjour, bienvenue. Yes, yes, I'm learning. I'm trying to practice my French. The most romantic language in the world. I know why the accent is romantic as well, but it is. It's funny how every accent has its own connotation to it. You speak with a French accent, you are sexy. How are you, ladies? And then there's some accents just have no sex appeal to them at all. You know? Like the Russian accent. There's nothing sexy about it. Everything the Russians say sounds dangerous and menacing. Doesn't matter what they say, because they've got that thing. Yes, I'm Russian, go to kill you, break you. Destroy your family. Like, even if Russians say nice things, it still sounds dangerous. They still go, yes, fluffy rabbits and teddy bears. What? It's like that weird thing. Like, the Russian accent is so... And you know, like, the crazy thing about the Russians is everyone in the world is afraid of them. Everyone. No matter where you go in the world. You know the Russians are frightening. Because they're the only country that makes America think before doing something. Everywhere else in the world, America acts when something happens. When Russia does something, we think about it. Yeah, you saw the whole thing that happened with that plane that was shot down, the Malaysian flight. The Ukrainian rebels shot the plane came down. You know, America came out, Barack Obama, he was there. He's like, we gotta find out who did this. We're gonna come down on them like an iron fist. We're gonna let them know what time it is. I'm paraphrasing. And then everyone found out it was the Russians that supplied the Ukrainian rebels with the missile that shot down the plane. And then all of a sudden Obama was like, but let's not rush to conclusions. Let's take our time and not point fingers, especially not at the Russians. I'm going home now. Thank you very much. There's something about the Russians. The Russians. You know what's weird is I find the Russian accent frightening, but not the Russian language. It's the strangest thing ever. There's certain languages I find frightening. There's certain accents that throw me off. You know, for instance, I find Arabic frightening as a language. You know, it just has that thing in it. The guy could be saying anything. We're talking about Candy Crush. But it's because we've watched all those movies, all those TV shows. Every time you see Arabic, some bad shit goes down. It's never something cool or sexy, you know? It's never like, it's never that. So the language is frightening, but Russian, for some reason, I don't find frightening at all. Yeah, I don't. I realized this. I was walking through the streets of New York, and there was a Russian guy. He was walking next to me, and he happened to be on the phone, right? And it sounded like he was setting up a drug deal. And so this guy is walking next to me, and he's talking. And he switched from English, the English-Russian accent, into Russian. And it went from fear to no fear. It was the strangest thing ever. He was on the phone, and he was like, yeah, no, Vlad, don't worry. The guys got to be at 3 o'clock, okay? You meet them, you tell me after that, you got the package we call. Don't worry. Hey, Vlad, no, listen. Vlad. Девач но дерегеш ночь, yeah? Да, дижнитно, видач но деревот жет на дегец нет, будоч динардич, вот не кердич, вот не get that, watch the red. And it was the craziest thing ever. He went from like international criminal to immigrant. It was the weirdest thing. Like I had no fear at all. I'm not afraid of the Russian language, just the accent. In fact, to me, the Russian language just sounds like someone's playing a vinyl backwards. That's all I hear. It sounds like someone took a DJ of English and they were just there like, yeah. He's just like, yes. We go to find, don't worry, Vlad, the guys got to be there, 3 o'clock, okay? Yeah, bring the package, don't worry about that. After that you find, you give me the call, okay? No, Vlad, нет. Ведь ночь get вот на жит, вот не get на жит, вот нечко, овет нач, вот зиднаш, вот зирджи, вот get that, it ночь бит на bit Russian. That's what I'm hearing in my head. And if there's any Russian people here tonight, I'm joking. Please, I don't want to have issues after the show. Walking out of the theater, hey, funny guy. Why you don't come DJ here, yeah? Wiki, do it again. You guys are fantastic, man. Thanks for coming out tonight. We're gonna have an amazing evening.
That's exciting. Yeah, I have a 3.5-year-old. I had a daughter when I was 44. Yeah. Which is weird because I'm 38 now. And no, her name is Ava Ray Economopoulos. I've already explained to her that the Economopoulos is silent. And it's hard to pick a name. Like I wanted to name her Emmy because I've always wanted an Emmy. And but when we were trying to pick her middle name, it was like everybody was giving a suggestion. So someone said, what about Lily? And I'm like, no, that's like a pole dancer. Absolutely not. And then someone said, what about Marie? And I'm like, my mother's like, that's so Catholic. Like, oh. And so my daughter's father's mother said, well, what about Gina? And everyone's like, that's so pretty. And I'm like, hello, Ava Gina is not going to be my daughter's name. No. You know, we'll be at like the christening and the minister will be like, Ava Gina. What? And you know, she'd be like a rebel at 16. It's pronounced Evagina. Do not rub me the wrong way. Anyway, wrong? Wrong, a little bit wrong? Because I was so young when I had my baby, I had like 1 million sonograms taken, so I started my own website, MyTubes. And it's sort of bizarre though, because she loves candy and she's constantly taking her clothes off. And she goes up and like dances to people like a little call girl. She's like, got any candy? Candy, I'm like, stop it. It's kind of perfect that I have a 3.5-year-old because I'm like basically perimenopausal, so we're like perfect companions. We both cry uncontrollably for no reason. We love candy and we enjoy battery-operated toys. So I was reading her 50 Shades of Grey, and no, it's the Canadian version, 50 Shades of A. It's the same story, but everyone says sorry right afterwards. And that is the most unrealistic books I've ever seen. 3 volumes of sex, not 1 bladder infection. Fiction, okay, fiction. Seriously, she should be on an IV of cranberry juice by the 2nd chapter, just like. So my mother is like, basically, she's going deaf, and Ava came up to me and she goes, Mummy, is it vagina or pagina? And my mother screams from the bedroom, it's in Saskatchewan! Totally ridiculous. So I had my heart broken recently, and I started to listen to Adele on my Crypod, and does she have the saddest voice in the entire world? And the weirdest thing is she has like the voice of an angel, but she sounds like Snooki when she talks. Have you ever seen her? She's like, I don't know how she would ever get. First of all, I played Someone Like You so many times in a row. The couple below me broke up, and newlyweds, so sad. But it's so depressing. How does she ever get through a recording? Can you play that back for me? The sound engineer killed himself, Adele. We cannot. So my little baby girl, I just realized he was a 14-year-old, and I've said vagina 50 times. But you don't know what that is. Yeah, no, okay, I don't want to know. I don't want to know in any way. I was trying to think of something, and it's too dirty to say in my head. I love these women who have, like, have you seen the women with the double strollers? The twins? And then they have the 3rd child stroller underneath, which should just basically be shaped like a therapist chair, because you know they've forgotten that they even have that child. That child has had Loblaws bags thrown on its head. It has been staring at baby bum its entire existence. It's just. So Ava's having a complete meltdown the other day, and she's just like crying hysterically and like in this totally humiliating way. And all of a sudden she's crying, and she you know, they're able to like stand up and like throw themselves down on the ground and then get back up again. Anyway. So I said, Ava, you have 2 choices. You can either stop crying and have a popsicle, good motivation, or you can just go to bed right now. And she goes, is there a 3rd choice? People say very strange things to me because I've obviously had my daughter older. So I was in the park, and this woman comes up to me and she goes, are you the lady who play on Sabrina the Teenage Witch? And I go, thank you. All right, nice plug. And I go, yes, I am. She goes, you are my most favorite character. I love this program so much. Is this your grandchild? And I'm like, I go, no, but I'm glad that people on your planet enjoyed it, wherever you're from. So I go home and I tell my sister, I tell her what happened. She goes, oh my God, did you slap her? I'm like, no, I felt that was a bad choice, really. I just said to her, you know, you gotta let that stuff go, just forget about it. I went home, I called immigration, I haven't seen her since, and that's how it's gotta work. Thank you!
Canada. I almost didn't come. Be real with you. I'm scared to leave America. You know, you leave America now, they might not let you back in. You got to leave America the same way you do a nightclub when you stepping out to smoke a cigarette. You got to go to customs and talk to the bouncer real quick. Hey, man, you gonna be here when I get back? I'm going to Canada real quick to make a phone call. I'm gonna be right back. Here's the problem with immigration. Like, first and foremost, you shouldn't have to learn the language of the place you choose to live. I think that's highly overrated. Talking to people is a stressful experience. And it's better when you don't understand. It's better. I try to fake it every day. I try to fake not understanding strangers. I don't want to talk. Hey, do you know which way to go? Donde? Because here's the thing, we demand that people learn the language. That's what they say. You need to learn the language. If you're gonna live here, you need to learn the language. Learn the language, why? To talk to who? All we do is ignore each other. All social media has done is made us less social. You want to talk to people and they should learn the language. When you walk every day, you walk past fluent speaking people who speak the same language as you and you don't say a damn thing to them. Because you'd rather mind your damn business. That's how we live now. People get on the elevator. Do you talk to them? No. You can't even make friends for 11 seconds. 11 seconds. That's all you have to do is fake being interested in another human being, and you can't do it. You press your button and you stare at the wall like a drone. So why should we put that burden on immigrants? Why should immigrants have to learn the language? As soon as they learn the language, ain't nobody gonna talk to their ass. They gonna get on the elevator and go, hello, I know the language. Shut your ass up and hit the button. That doesn't make sense. But here's the problem to me. I feel like the only people who should have to learn the language is if you work a job that's life or death. And that's where the problem lies in immigration for me. I have a foreign doctor. He's fluent in English, which is beautiful. The dude, fluent, does his job beautifully. But the problem in America is that they teach people English, but they never teach them proper inflection. I got a doctor that gives me bad news in a good news tone, and it's stressful. Because he never learned how to properly say bad stuff. My doctor come here, yes, we are looking at your blood work, the abnormalities with the cholesterol. If you're not careful, heart attack. I go, wait a minute. That's not how you say heart attack. That is not how you say heart attack. Heart attack is not a tiptoe word. Heart attack is a downhill. There's only 3 or 4 tiptoe words in the English language as it is. It's woo-wee and damn and yeah, like that's it. Heart attack is not one of them. I was talking with some of my little cousins. They got me back playing video games again. I went back and started back playing Street Fighter. Street Fighter, that's my game, man. Street Fighter, if you don't remember this video game, Street Fighter is a video game where the basic premise of the game is where 2 strangers show up in a public place and whoop each other's ass. That's it. That's the entire game. One dude walks up to another dude. Hey, meet me at the fish market during normal business hours, and I will beat your ass. That's the best part of Street Fighter, is that there's people in the background shopping, acting like an ass whooping is not occurring right in front of them. It's 2 grown men in a fish market throwing fireballs at each other. Hadouken, Hadouken, and right behind them, it's a dude. Yeah, let me get some crab legs. And I'll take some of the snapper. Yeah, Hadouken. Yeah, box it up to go. I'm gonna take that to go. They throwing them fireballs, yes. Best part of Street Fighter is that the police never show up. Nobody snitches during Street Fighter. First of all, if you call 911, would they even believe the fireball call? 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, y'all need to get down here. It's 2 white people throwing fireballs at each other. Sir, this line is for emergencies only. What you think a fireball is? Sir, we need a real emergency. Okay, there's a black person here and they're just reading on a bench. Thank you, guys.
How you doing, brown guys? Look at you, huh?
How's it going?
You guys got the sale on the shitty shoes? What do you have in slippers? You have 2 for 1? I'll take. Are you guys twins?
No, brothers.
You're brothers. You do look like twins, so. But I mean, not identical, but very close.
Same
Who's
father.
older? Same mother?
Same mother.
Yeah, good. Different father?
Same father.
Yes, good. Who's older out of you 2?
Me.
You? How old are you?
27.
27. The same age as my career, 27. And what's your name?
Nash.
Nash?
Nash Pinder.
Nash Pinder, there you go. That's, everybody was like, Nash Pinder. And you got the flowers on your head, sweetheart, you look like a fucking Snapchat. You look like a...
It's her fault.
It's her
I didn't
fault?
want to wear them. I did
No,
not
no.
want to wear them. She made it for me.
But you still
so I
wore them?
it. She made it for me.
She looks amazing.
Yeah, she does. Well, it'd be funny if she just went, and then like a dog face came out, like just like on. It's a Snapchat reference for the older folks. You have kids? Do you have kids, ma'am? How many kids do you have? 2? What do you got? Boy and a girl. Which one do you like better? Boy or the girl?
I like them both.
You like them both? That's not really the question. That's not a... Listen, you know that you have a favorite. It's human nature to liking one of your kids more than the other is literally the difference between running and walking. You know that, right? Like, let me give you an example. You and your man, you're sitting in the living room, you're watching TV, and all of a sudden you hear somebody fall down the stairs. Right? You're sitting, all of a sudden you hear, ah, oh my God, who is it? It's me, oh my God. Right? Okay. So you're sitting there. All of a sudden you hear, ah, oh my God, who is it? It's me. Oh, for fuck's sakes. That's all I'm trying to find out. Which one would you run for? That's all I'm asking. It's the boy, isn't it? It's always that way, you know. Mama's boy and daddy's little girl. I have a daughter. I like her. She's all about daddy, which is great with me because I'm daddy, you know. I think our parents were the last great generation of parents, if you think about it. They knew how to control us. Think about when you were growing up. There wasn't 1 second, especially immigrant parents, because immigrant parents are mad all the time. I don't know what they're mad at, but whenever they talk to you, they're never like, isn't it a great move that we left India and came to here? You know, it's always like, don't do that. Look at me. Do your homework. Make tea. But our parents controlled us. I'm not for 1 second on any day did I ever control my parents. And then when I was having my daughter, I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna control my kids. And then when I had my daughter, I realized I don't know how to control somebody because I only know how to be controlled. And now my daughter owns my ass. She gets away with, I don't know, she Jedi mind tricks me, dude. They're smart, especially little girls. Little boys, kind of idiots, but little girls, smart, sharp, like that. Okay, I'll give you an example of how she Jedi mind tricked me. The other day, she's at my house. I put dinner out for her on the table, and I go, baby, eat your dinner. I'm gonna go feed the dog. So I put her food, I go to feed the dog. I come back to the kitchen. My daughter's gone, and her food is there. And I'm like, where the hell did she go? And I can hear her upstairs in her room. So I go upstairs to her room, and she's playing. And I go, hey, you didn't finish your food. She goes, shh, this is a library. And I'm so stupid, I went, oh, I'm sorry. They're smarter than us. They know they get away with things now. We never got away with things growing up. Like she was lying in her bed, my daughter was lying in her bed watching Frozen. I've never actually watched this movie, but Disney's smart. They put these songs in their movies that the kids love. And you don't need to watch the movie. The songs are playing. They're getting into your head. You don't even know they're sitting in there. They just sit there dormant. And then they manifest themselves whenever they need to. You don't even know the songs are in there. I'm in traffic the other day. This dude cuts me off. I lose my temper. I go, you son of a bitch! My brother just looks at me and goes, dude, let it go. Let it go. So anyway, my daughter's lying on her bed while I'm watching Frozen on her iPad. And I'm one of those dads who's very excited. I'm always excited when I see my daughter. I don't want to be a cool dad. I don't want to be the dad that's like, hey, so listen, why don't we have a conversation? No, she's a child, and I'm very childish, so it works out really well. So I burst into her room. First of all, it's my house. I'll burst into whatever room I want. Second of all, she's 5.5. She's not going to be doing anything weird, so we're good. So I burst in her room, and I go, baby! And I guess it startled her. But she didn't react like a 5-year-old. She didn't react like, yeah. She reacted like a woman. She got angry. It wasn't like, ah. It was like this. Without using any words, she went, do you not see what I'm doing? And she got so angry that it made me laugh. And the more I laughed, the angrier she got. Like a real woman. Next time your woman's yelling at you, I dare you to laugh. Just, they get worse. What are you laughing at? I don't know. But this is awesome. Because my happiness is making you angrier. And I'd start laughing, and the more I would laugh, the more angry she would get, and the more angry she would get, the more I would laugh, until she was just finally like, Daddy, stop it! And I go, I can't, you need to break this chain. And then I started thinking about it. There wasn't one single time in my entire life, even at 46 years old, that I could have said to my dad, shh. That would not have ended well, ever. Imagine being 5 years old, me being 5 years old, sitting in the living room watching TV, and my dad walks in, son, and I go, shh. You don't shush me. I'll throw the TV at you. This was 1975 when TVs weighed 1,800 pounds. When it was more than just a TV. It was a TV, it was a speaker system, it was a shelving unit, it was a turntable on top, it had an 8-track player, cassette deck, it held records, phone books, it had a doily that ran across the top with a vase with plastic flowers in them. Those plastic flowers were the best thing ever invented in the 70s. You know, sweetheart, you're wearing them on your head.
Thank you, man. Trying to get it together, man. I'm trying to lose weight, man. I'm 37. My body's past warranty. Trying to lose weight. I'm closed for renovations. That's what I tell women. You want to go on a date? Nope, we had to shut it down for a couple months. Come back in December, it'll look nice. We're going to put in a 6-pack. It's going to look nice. Try to lose weight. Lose weight is one of the most expensive things you can ever do. Like, to eat healthy, it costs money. They don't tell you that. I had an $8 smoothie. Why? It's fruit and ice in the cup. How is this $8 smoothie so expensive? I'm surprised rappers don't talk about them in their songs. I see rappers now. I ain't impressed with your jewelry. I want to see you pour some kale out in the club. Do that. That's how I know you got money. We drinking kale, mother. You some naked chick covered in soy milk. It's just drizzling down. My uncle got the solution, though. My uncle. You want to lose weight, boy, what you need to get you a woman that can cook. You need a woman that can cook, boy. That's what you need. My uncle, one of them old black men, he can't talk without wobbling and doing that. You need a woman that's going to get in that kitchen and throw down for you. And to me, it's not that important if a woman can cook or not. At this point in time in society, if you can't cook, it's fine. Can you read? Let's read a cookbook. Let's figure it out. As long as you bring something else to the table, we'll get by. It's fine. But my uncle won't let it go. My uncle, look, ain't nothing wrong with a woman having a job, but I'm telling you, when I was your age, I loved coming home to a hot meal on my table. Yeah, I bet you did love coming home to a hot meal. You was dating in the 60s. You couldn't eat nowhere in public. That was your only chance at a safe meal. Spend all day doing cardio, running from white folks. Yes, you need a nice meal at the house. I don't have to live how you live. We got desegregation and Chipotle. It's good times for me. I'm chilling. I know it's a lot of racial tension in this world, man. And it disappoints me that we live in these times, you know. But I've seen glimpses of what we could be in a society. I know what we're capable of. So when I see black-white division, I want to stay positive in knowing that sooner or later, it'll all work itself out, because I've seen it. I went to a Black History Museum. I had a white tour guide. I don't even think you understand how amazing that is. I went to a Black History Museum, and it was a white dude walking us around telling me about my shit, and he was good. He knew all the facts. It's not like he was glazing over stuff, like, yeah, you know, some stuff happened here. Come on down, look at Michael Jackson, look at this stuff. This dude planted his feet and was spitting the facts, and if you look over here, this exhibit, boom, 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 boom. I couldn't do nothing but, like, respect the man. You're a white dude working at a Black History Museum. I respect you, because I know that job interview was a bitch. Oh, my God. How many extra questions did he have to answer? You white working at if you black and old, you want to work at a Civil Rights or Black History Museum, that's easy. You just walk in, ain't no job interview. You just, that's me on the picture right there. I'm gonna go take my lunch break. But if you white and working at a Black History Museum, you know they was asking that dude all kinds of extra questions in the job interview. Stuff ain't got nothing to do with Black history. We look at your application, everything looks good. Last question, at what temperature do you deep fry catfish? The bigger question though is, would you want a black tour guide if you went to a Black History Museum? White people, would you want a black dude taking you around? I mean, it might be more authentic, but you just gotta know you risking some stuff, because that brother might have a nervous breakdown mid-tour. You don't understand, a Black History Museum is emotionally, it's a dark place to go. And you got a black dude taking you around, he might have flashbacks in the middle of the tour and just cuss out everybody. Is that fair to you? Okay, everybody, if you could just look over here, this next exhibit, this is a 18th century plantation home, and next to it, that's the slave quarters, and that's where you mothers kept my people. Get your ass out my museum, cracker. And it's just people crying in the lobby. That's not fun. It's tough times, man. It doesn't matter how you feel about race relations in this country. You can't tell me something is wrong. I don't know if they're doing it in Canada, but in America, man, they got black people blocking the freeway. They're so frustrated. And even if you don't agree with that, you just got to acknowledge something is wrong if that's the idea you've worked your way down to in form of protest. That's insane. I mean, think about that. We live in a world now where black people on the freeway is a legit reason for being late to work. You literally could just walk in your job tomorrow. Sorry, I was late. There was some Negroes on the freeway. I couldn't get past them. It was just crazy. Couldn't swerve. It was all 4 lanes. They was on the freeway. You know, there was the first white person to use that as an excuse when black folks first started blocking the freeway. You know his boss didn't believe him. That dude got fired. Turner, you're late again. What's your excuse this time? Listen, you're not gonna believe this, but there's Negroes on the freeway. Don't nobody believe that, Turner. Get your ass out of here. You're fired, you son of a bitch. That's not even the worst part. Worst part is that dude got fired, and then he went to his next job, and now he had to put down reason for leaving on the job application. You in a job interview, you gotta explain why you was late at the last job. I'm noticing your paperwork here. It says that you was late a lot at your last job. You want to explain to me why you were late? You're not going to believe this. But there's Negroes on the freeway. I'm sorry, what did you say? It was black people blocking the freeway. Okay, and how did you handle that situation? Well, you know, there's a lot of different ways I could have handled it, but I figured the best thing to do was to sit there and be inconvenienced and just reflect upon the society that we now live in. That leads people to think that that's the only option. That means the system is broken. That's a very good point. You know what? You're hired. Welcome to the Black History Museum. I gotta go, man. Thank y'all.